All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your instructor, Pierre Hui, aka Mr. P. The P is for patience, it is for perseverance, it is for practical, it is for pass your exams. All right. For those who do not know who I am a barber instructor and a barber and shop and school owner. All that good stuff all rolled into one. I've been barbering going on 30 years. I've been an instructor going on 10 years, and I have been enthusiastic about it the whole time. Okay. If you don't, again, if you don't know who I am, what we tend to do, we do public barber study corresponding to the days of the week, all of that good stuff. And if you give me a second, we will get started. So let's go live here. Yeah, it take a while to get live on all these things, y'all. So apologies for that. Okay, today is Tuesday. And on Tuesdays, what we study is hair care services. As I've said before, what happens is, hey, Keena, what's up? What's up? How you doing? If y'all are not following Miss Lynch, go follow her right now. All right. She is doing her damn thing. Okay. I am pretty. If you are not following that's my people right there. That is my people right there. Miss Hunter. Go follow her right now. They got wonderful things going on. All right. So Tuesdays, the days of the week corresponds to the domains. In my state, South Carolina, we have 4 domains. We have number 1, scientific concepts, 35%, hair care services, 40%, implements, tools, and equipment, 10%, and facial hair and skincare services, 15%. These correspond to the percentages of what they're looking for per the CIB, which I will be sharing in a few seconds. Okay. I think it's more important to know your CIB back and forth. Thank you for the likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I think it's more important for you guys to know the CIB backwards and forwards, because what it does is it gives you an outline to your study, and it gives you a plan of action, and it gives you a system to make sure that you know everything that you need to know for your test, so you can go into your test with confidence and you can pass it with flying colors. That's what I'm here for. Okay. Now that's public study. Real quick, before we get started, let's talk about private study. Okay. I do have a paid course called Pass Barber Theory, where we talk about the more high percentage stuff. High percentage meaning anything 75% or higher that is going to be on your test. We talk about that. So we isolate that, and we whittle it down, and we chisel it down just to the important, pertinent stuff for a private study. Now, it is a paid class, and it is a pre-recorded class. I have interviews with test takers, including Miss Tamara Hunter of I Am Pretty. She crushed her test. She crushed her test. We do an interview where we talk about it. I have other interviews with people that have taken the test, and they give you their insights. I have multiple interviews like that. I have quizzes in there. I have downloads. I have anything you would need to be confident about going in, taking the test. It's all a part of that class. Okay. And quick word about that while we're talking about education, I am gearing up for my business education. Okay. A lot of you guys are not invested. A lot of you guys are not filing taxes. And when I say you guys, I'm starting off with people that's in the industry. I'm starting off with barbers. I'm starting off with stylists, people that's in the beauty industry, but we are going to expand our way out, because I am a part of the REI 90 program, which is real estate buy and hold investing. And I cannot wait to give you some of my insights and some of the things that I've been doing to get into that space. Because here's the thing. I want you guys to be able to cut hair because you want to. I don't want you going to I don't want you plying your trade and working every day because you have to. Well, one of the ways that we can do that is real estate investing. All right. It is one of the tried and true methods to really get you there. And that corresponds with our lifestyle as barbers and stylists and beauty professionals. Okay. So more on that later. All right. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. My TikTokers, bear with me. What's up, Cam? What's up, Sax? How you doing, man? Long time no see, bro. Everybody else, you can look at my screen, and we are going to talk about the points of reference for what you need for the CIB. Anybody that's not aware, the CIB stands for the Candidate Information Bulletin. After I finish what I had. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah, bro. We're gonna talk about it. Renegade, we're gonna talk about it. Definitely. All I say is it's just a continuation of whatever the next steps are. You know, a lot of times we don't even think about it. We get to a point where we got good clientele. We start to get in a position where we can get our credit straight, but we don't know what to do with it, right? Well, now you know what to do with it, and you'll know where to go. You'll have some perspective of, we're going to take intangible things and we're going to make them into tangible things that we can apply and all that good stuff. What's up, Jay? I meant to call you back, Jay. I'm sorry about that. I'll call you back when I get off this live. But yeah, Jay can tell you, Jay is he's about to be in position where, well, he should be in position anyway. If you make a course, I definitely join. I got you. Listen, on the way. I got a few, man. Honestly, I got some good courses coming down the pipeline. Trust me. All right, let's share the screen. Present. Nope. Is it that one? No. Hang on. There we go. All right. There we go. Now I'll make this as big as I can. All right. First of all, can everybody hear me? I know I've been having some audio issues, but I think we're good. Anybody that can't hear me, let me know. Uh-oh, look who I got in the building. Big Aries 41. Listen, if y'all are not following Big Aries 41, she got that big Aries energy. Go follow her right now. And Miss Jackson, how you doing? Good morning. All right, so this is 40%. This is what we're going to talk about today, haircare services. Now, if you notice, out of 100% of what they're looking for on the CIB, haircare services is the biggest percentage. Most people have more problems with scientific concepts, which is 35%, but haircare services is a major. Matter of fact, think about this. You got to have I think right now they're either 72 or 75, but consider this, between haircare services and scientific concepts, if you were to get those right, that's 75% of what they're looking for on here. 75%. So a lot of times if somebody fails, they'll send you a score report. The score report will tell you what they failed at. Now, they're not going to be specific, okay? That's the only thing. That's the only problem. They're not going to be specific about what you failed. All they're going to say is you missed this many in haircare services, you missed this many in scientific concepts or whatever, implements, tools, and equipment. They'll tell you which one you missed the amount of questions, but they're not going to be specific. Here's the thing. Here's the reason why. Their whole thing is you're studying this. Their whole thing is that you have looked at the CIB, you understand the CIB, they've given you every specific thing to study. So State Board feels like they shouldn't have to go into detail about what you missed. Now, has that changed? Because they did an overhaul of a bunch of things lately in the past 2 weeks. I don't know if it's any different. I don't think it's any different, but it's not going to matter because we're going to go over the CIB. They always expect you to know your CIB backwards and forwards. That's why if you're taking the practical and you have a question, you should have read your CIB. Now, they can't tell you that. They can't say to you, yeah, you should have read your CIB. You would know the answer to this question. They can't tell you that. All they can tell you is, I can't say anything. That's what they're going to say to you. I can't say anything. So it's up to us as instructors to tell you, all right, study this CIB. That's why I'm going to spend a lot more time sharpening the axe than chopping the tree, if you know what I mean. All right. Okay, haircare services, 40%. You have 5 points of reference, A, B, C, D, and E. All right, let's go over them. A, client consultation, analysis, documentation for haircare services. Okay. Number 1, analyze the condition of the client's hair and scalp, as in make an assessment. 2, recognize conditions that would prohibit service. that is a contraindication. That's all the contraindication means, okay? Anything that would prohibit service, okay? Number 3, determine services and or products, okay? 4, document, maintain client records, as in a consultation card, service history, medical history, all right? Now, out of these 4, I can tell you this last one, I don't see too many questions, or should we say it's a low percentage that you will see questions on your exam, on your theory exam, talking about documenting and maintaining client records. Not to say that you won't see a picture on there. A question on there. Not to say that they won't have that, but it's a lower percentage that you'll see that one versus the first 3. Okay, you'll definitely see things about contraindications. You will definitely see determining services and their products, because they will give you situational questions. Now, the way that they do that, you got to be aware. You have to understand that when you're taking the test, when you're taking the theory exam, it's multiple choice, but they will ask you sometimes the same question in a different way. And what happens is, as long as you understand the principle behind it, you're able to answer the question no matter how they ask you. So they may say, these following conditions prohibit service except what? And then they might just flat out ask you, all right, what conditions would prohibit service? Say if you was getting a shave or something like that. Hang on, y'all. Okay. All right, Jerusha, what's up? Look, if y'all not following Jerusha, online business coach, go follow her right now. I love her energy. I love her channel. Go follow her. Okay. All right. So that's point of reference A. Let's get the point of reference B. All right. All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? B, hair care. All right. Number 1, apply knowledge of draping. 4, chemical, shampoo, haircutting services. 2, apply knowledge of principles, procedures for shampooing and conditioning. Okay. 3, apply knowledge of principles and procedures for scalp treatments and scalp massage and manipulation. All right. And those are different. The principles and procedures for shampooing are different from those of conditioning. They're different from those of scalp treatments. They're different of those of scalp massage and manipulation. There are certain patterns that, you got to be draped for them, but just knowing the differences will help you with some of the questions, because they seem like trick questions when you're taking the test, but the exam, but it's not. It's basically they want to know if you know about the subtle differences. Okay, so be aware of that. All right. What's up, Chad? What's happening? All right. C, hair design. 1, apply knowledge of principles, procedures, and safety of hair cutting. You got shaping, you got outlining, you got the neck shave. They are all considered different on the exam. Now, for us, for a lot of barbers, we consider shaping and outlining to be the same thing. They don't consider it to be the same thing. Shaping involves more possibilities than outlining. Outlining is what we would normally refer to as a quote unquote shape up or a tape up. But outlining is specifically talking about with trimmers. Okay. But when we're talking about shaping can be that that's part of it. It could be when you take your shears and you cut around the shape line, that's considered more shaping than it is outlining. When you're creating a shape, quote unquote, when you're cutting long layered hair, that's considered shaping too. So just knowing the difference between all of those makes a big difference. Okay. That'll be something that we'll talk about in time, right? Because like I said, anytime I do public study, I go through all of these and then we just recycle the process. But that's not our starting point for where we are right now. All right. 2, apply knowledge of principles, procedures, and safety of hair styling. You have A, wet styling, B, blow dry styling, C, thermal styling, and D, natural hair styling, as in braiding and locks. All of those have their different points of reference for questions. Okay. Some of them are easier than others to talk about. Thermal styling is a little bit more involved, but it's a few more scientific concepts with thermal styling than the other 3. But wet styling has a certain process. It has a certain system that you have to know about. Blow dry styling is more, it's easier because it's less points of reference for it. Natural hair styling. The thing about natural hair styling is all the different types of natural hair styling that you got, and just being briefed on those will help you a lot. All right. 3, apply knowledge of hair enhancement options. Very low percentage. I haven't seen too much of them talking about hair enhancement options. You might get a question. Yeah, I don't remember it being more than one question. Some of the people I talked to that have taken the test lately, same thing, just not a whole lot of hair enhancement options, even though that's something on the rise in the barbershop, or should I say in the urban barbershop. Hair enhancement has become a big thing over the past 2-3 years. All right. D, apply knowledge of prep, procedures, and safety for head shaving. Now, they're not talking about just the head shaving practice by itself. Notice they said the preparation, the procedures, and the safety. Those are 3 different points of reference centered around shaving. Okay, so just knowing the strokes, just knowing the areas of the face to shave, that's not enough. That's only 1/3 of the equation with that. Okay, you got to know about the preparation for it. How are you prepping your razors? How are you prepping your razor blades? All that good stuff. Difference. Go over the difference between. All right, so don't know exactly which one you're talking about, Renegade. Be more specific. Go over the difference between the differences between what? What do you want me to go over the differences between? All right, but yeah. So the preparation for head shaving is different from the safety for head shaving. Okay, safety might refer more to, okay, what's the blade angle that you're using on the contour of the head when you're doing head shaving? That's safety. Okay, what happens if you cut somebody accidentally? That's more safety. The preparation is, all right, how are you going to prep the face for it? What things do you need in preparation for it? Like what items are you using as far as like shaving cream or aftershave and things like that. So just knowing the shaving procedure is not enough. Okay. E, apply knowledge of principles, procedures, and safety for chemical services. Okay. Number 1, understand preliminary tests, the purposes, their uses, their applications. What is a predisposition test? What is a strand test? They're not as bad as you think. As a matter of fact, I can tell you real quick, predisposition test is testing how does the skin react for chemicals. Strand test how does the hair react to chemicals. That's pretty much all it is. So don't let predisposition being however many syllables throw you off guard. Okay. 2, hair coloring, including the facial hair. We got to know about it, the ins and outs. Hair lightening. Hair coloring and hair lightening, as you can see, are 2 different things. Okay. Foiling methods, or why you're using the foiling, things like that. You need to know about foiling. Where would you apply it? What would you use it to? What would you use it for? Okay. 5, chemical hair relaxing, restructuring, and curl reduction. All right. This gets into the part where everybody gets scared. Don't be scared. Okay. No reason for that. Miss D, what's happening? Runway Model, please go follow her right now. She been killing it lately. I seen you. Don't think I ain't seen you. Okay. Maria, how you been? Good to see you. Good morning. Or good afternoon. I'm sorry. 5, chemical hair relaxing, restructuring, curl reduction. A lot of people, this is the part where I would tell everybody, okay, this is scientific concepts as well, but it's in the section of hair care services. So this is where people get confused. You might miss this question and you think this is part of scientific concepts. It's not, even though it is scientific in nature. I know it's weird. It is what it is. That's all I can tell you. Okay. All right. So you got hydroxide, you got thio, you got keratin. You need to know the 3. You need to know the the difference between the three and where they all apply when it comes to hair relaxing, restructuring, and curl reduction. What I can tell you is this: keratin is hard protein. Just you knowing that can differentiate keratin between thio and hydroxide. Both of those have to do with, again, hair relaxing and restructuring. Okay, so it's hair relaxing is, of course, relaxing the hair, but notice they got restructuring right here. Guess what restructuring could be? Restructuring could be a texturizer. Restructuring could be a permanent wave. Restructuring could be anything that you're doing after a color service. Okay, so knowing that, you can it puts you in a better position to know more about hydroxide and thio, so you can be familiar with it. Once you're familiar with it, sometimes these questions can be they can become more of an educated guess. But you have to be familiar. If nothing else, if you don't remember anything else about hydroxides, thios, hair relaxing, if you don't remember anything about chemical waving, texturizing, because you got alkaline, acid, thio, non-thio, I'm sorry. Point of reference number 5, E5 and E6. If you don't take anything else from those, just being familiar enough will put you in a good position when it comes time for them to ask a question, because you'll know how to arrive at your answer from process of elimination on this side, and then on the other side of the question or the answer key, you got process of elimination and you got things that you're familiar with, and you can come to the middle and you can at least get a 50-50 chance, if nothing else. Now, keep in mind, you got to have, I really, really, really want to say it's like a 75. I think when we was talking, and this is Master Haircare, by the way, this is Master Haircare. Registered Barber don't have as many questions. Registered Barber got 60 questions. They're not really talking about too much chemical stuff. They may have a few chemical questions, but Master Haircare, you got a boatload of them. Okay. And it comes down to you understanding, first of all, the chemical process, which is under scientific concepts, but then also you understanding how chemical products and how chemical actions react when it comes to the hair. Okay. So just be familiar enough. And then from there, the way I like doing public study is we just refine it. But the biggest thing is, I'm like, okay, do you know the differences between chemical hair relaxing and a chemical wave? Do you know the chemical breakdown of those two overall? Okay. And then we refine it into even further differences and even further similarities or subtleties. Okay. All right. So with it being the beginning of the year, we are going to start with Exhibit A. So we'll go client consultation, analysis, documentation for haircare services. We are going to talk about assessment. All right. We'll make it really, really easy. Renegade, let me know specifically what you was talking about. Okay. Where's my, there we go. Let's see. All right. Yeah. Whatever differences you was talking about, let me know. All right. And we'll come back there. What's up, Nikki? How you been doing? All right. So let's find our assessment. And if y'all are following with me, I got the previous version of the book, Milady Standard. This is the 6th edition. They just came out with the 7th edition. As soon as I can get my hands on it, y'all, I'll get my hands on that book. Apparently for the barbering, it's 2 books, but we'll have a look at it, and we'll see what they done changed, if they done added anything, took anything out. Okay. All right. So assessment. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's do it this way. Contraindication. Oh, nope. Okay. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. All right. Contraindication. Any product, procedure, treatment that should be avoided because it may cause undesirable side effects or be harmful to the individual. 319. And see, that just gives an example of what I'm talking about. This isn't at the beginning of the book. Difference between the hairstyling section. Are you saying, Renegade, are you saying the difference between the hairstyling section and the scientific concepts? Or the difference within? Yeah, be as specific as you can, because I want to make sure I answer your question, okay? Don Wilt, what's up with it, man? How you been doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Long time, bro. All right. So let's find contraindication. Nah, that's not the one I'm looking for. Let's see if they got another one. I mean, the definition is correct, though. Again, contraindication is any product, procedure, treatment that should be avoided because it may cause undesirable side effects or be harmful to the individual. Okay. Let's see. Let's do it this way. We'll find the scalp, and then we'll see if they talk about assessing the scalp. Okay. Hair and scalp treatment. Scalp analysis. There we go. 265. All right. There we go. All right. So we're going to talk about analyzing the condition of the client's hair and scalp, as in assessment. All right. Difference within the category wet styling, blow dry styling, thermal styling, natural hair styling. I'll tell you what, let me get through assessment and then we'll explore that. Okay. So just stay on the line for me. Stay online for me. All right. Okay. Barbering services include a variety of applications, benefit from a barber's ability to analyze the condition of a client's scalp and hair. In addition to wave and growth patterns, barbers should be able to analyze the hair's texture, density, porosity, and elasticity. All right, let's talk about that for a second. Okay, from number one, from a test perspective, they may ask you about any of those. They may say, all right, what's something, again, like I'll give you an example. It just says, in addition to wave and growth patterns, barbers should be able to analyze the hair's texture, density, porosity, elasticity, right? They might structure the question like this. They will say, all of the following, barbers should be able to analyze the condition of a client's scalp. And then they may say density, porosity, elasticity, and then they might say color. Well, obviously, the answer is color because everything else works except for that. They may ask it like that, or they may say it like this. A barber will analyze the condition of a client's scalp using the following: texture, density, porosity, elasticity, all of the above. If you say A, B, C, or D just right off because you're not reading the whole question, you're going to miss all of the above, and you'll miss that question, and you'll be like, how the hell did I miss that? Because you didn't read the whole question. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's different ways that they structure the question. They may ask both of those questions on the exam, and they both have something to do with the same thing. That's why I'm saying the more you're familiar with all of this stuff, and the more you're familiar with this from the perspective of the CIB, the more it's going to help you answer the questions in the proper way, so you can arrive at the right answer and you don't skip over it, or you don't second guess yourself. That's what we don't need. We don't need you second guessing yourself. Okay. Knowledge and skill in performing a hair analysis can be acquired by observation and practice using the senses of sight, hearing, smell, and touch. All right. Sight, observation will impart some knowledge immediately, such as whether the hair looks dry or oily. Sight alone, however, will not provide an accurate judgment of the hair's quality. That's correct. And a lot of times, too, if your client comes in and sits down and they got all this product, you should be able to see that, too. Like, all of this stuff should show up. And another thing, too, I tend to like to use combs. So I can gather this information without tracking it on the comb, because I can always immerse the comb back in barbicide, or I can clean the comb off much easier than I can the brush. Okay. And when I'm saying the comb or brush, I mean in the instance of somebody coming in and having hair, say like mine. Now it's a whole different story. Somebody come in and they got hair down to their shoulders, down to their right. That's more of a stylist thing, but that's also included here. All right. That's also included when they say hair cutting, they mean as a whole. They don't just mean somebody come in and got like, you know, the equivalent of a 2 guard on their hair, or the equivalent of a 4 guard or something like that, which is what I see probably 90% of my clientele. It still means more than that, and you have to understand that on the test, okay? On the exam. I'm trying not to say test. I would rather say exam, because that's what they call it. All right. Hearing. Some clients will volunteer information about their hair, health problems, or experiences with products and medications. Since all of these factors are important when deciding how to treat the hair, it is advisable to listen carefully. You would be surprised how many people don't even know. They don't even know. You got a lot of people you got a lot of my clientele ain't been to the doctor in whoever knows how long, since they was probably kids. So they don't even know about all these different things. They don't even know. Sometimes they don't even know the medications that they would need, because they ain't even been to get diagnosed, much less. I just say a lot more people are not going to tell you than are going to tell you, but it still pays to ask. Okay. And that also goes with number 4 on here, the document and maintain client records, as in the consultation card, service history, medical history. Now, if you have something like that, if you put it like this, let's say you got somebody that takes blood pressure medicine. All right, well, blood pressure medicine can either be, it could be some, if their blood pressure is high, that they got some that needs to make their blood pressure low. Well, of course, blood, oxygen, water, all of that stuff affects on the inside of your body what's happening with your hair on the outside of your body, or outside of your skin, outside of your scalp. Okay. A lot of that stuff has something to do with it. All right. That changes the nature of, I ain't saying it's changing their hair. I'm just saying it's changing the nature of their hair. So their hair might have been healthy and now it's brittle, which that cuts differently. Okay. You use different products when you're going to determine a shampoo service, protein treatment, conditioning treatment, all that stuff. All that stuff is affected by things like that. That would be something that I would put in, me personally, I would put in their record card. I do have client record cards. Okay. So that fits underneath there. I'm just saying you might not see too many questions asking about it. All right. Smell. Certain scalp disorders will create an odor. If the client is in general good health and the scalp is clean, the hair should be odor free. With that being said, if you smell somebody's hair and that shit's staying and they swear they don't wash it and all that stuff, they may have a problem. Okay. That's a big one. All right. I don't run into that problem too much though. Touch. The sense of touch is key to analyzing hair condition and texture. This sense needs to be developed to its fullest capacity for the barber to provide truly professional services. Do not sleep on that one. Do not sleep on that. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Unique. What's happening? The official Unique. Look, if y'all ain't following official Unique, go follow right this second. Matter of fact, go follow before they shut TikTok down. But if they do shut TikTok down, guess what? Been too long. If they do shut TikTok down, they got different platforms. One of them that I really like is Clapper. Clapper is a lot like TikTok. It's got the same thing. So you'll still be able to find me everywhere though, at Pierre Huey. Okay, PIERREHOUY. All right, we're gonna talk about scalp analysis, and then I'm going to try to answer my man's question. Okay. All right. Always begin the analysis with checking the scalp first, since any disorders or conditions found there could prohibit a service from being performed. All right. When analyzing the scalp, comb through the hair gently while parting it to check for hypertrophies, abrasions, and parasites. Do not scrape the scalp, ladies and gentlemen. Do not, thank you so much. Do not scrape the scalp. Okay. Now, Do not begin any service if parasites are present. What is that? A contraindication. Remember we talked part 2? Recognize conditions that will prohibit service, as in contraindications. Parasites are a contraindication. All right. Do not proceed with chemical services if there are signs of irritation or abrasions. Those are contraindications. All right. Irritation is, say your skin is very red. Like, say I'm light skinned, right? If I scratch right here for like 30 seconds, all that's gonna be red as hell. It's gonna be irritated. All right. You can see irritation on people though, like dark skin, light skin, whoever. You can see irritation. All right. It's hard to explain, but you know it when you see it, and you've seen it before. Just imagine if you scratch your skin real hard, and what does your skin do? It kind of welts or not necessarily bumps up or whatever, but you know, you clearly see there's a difference between smooth skin and irritated skin. All right. Okay. Hypertrophy, such as moles or warts, require extreme care when combing through the hair to avoid catching the comb on those abnormal skin growths. If you see changes in a hypertrophy from one client visit to another, suggest that your client see a physician. Barbers play a significant role in the early detection, not the detection, early detection of many skin cancers. So any unusual looking pigmentation or growth on the scalp should be referred to a physician. Meaning, what's up, lady? What's up, guys? Meaning, if you see something unusual that you haven't been seeing, and I mean it is way out the ordinary, we can't prescribe what's going on with you. The only thing we can tell you is you need to see somebody that can further tell you about what's going on with you and or treat you. Okay. So anything going on with your skin, anything going on with your scalp, we can only say, hey, we noticed this. You need to see about it. You need to see a physician. Just us telling you is not going to be enough. Okay. And I'm not going to try to be the person to tell you everything that's wrong with you, because I don't know. All I know is something either needs to be seen about or it doesn't. I've had clients before to where I'm just like, okay, this looks unusual. This looks abnormal. This is something that I've noticed now that hasn't been going on with you or something like that. It don't necessarily mean it's my fault. Not necessarily. So what I'm going to do is refer you to a physician or a dermatologist or something like that, and you go do your thing. If y'all are not following my wonderful friend Eyes, her name on here is Eyes for a reason. They will hypnotize the fuck out of you. Go follow her right now. All right. So we'll stop there as far as part A. We did 1 and 2. We got to finish number 2. So the next Tuesday when we do hair care services again, we'll go through it some more. Like we'll go through it some more. All right. Then Renegades says wanted to go over the difference between wet styling, blow dry styling, thermal styling, natural hair styling. Okay, from an exam theory perspective, basically, wet styling will be anything that concerns when the hair is wet. That could be chemical services. That could be where you're doing a roller set. That could be a permanent wave. That could even be an updo, because technically you have it may be gel, but still that's considered wet styling. Okay. Dry styling is there's no product on it, it's completely dry. All right. So wet styling can be any of those where you have product or you have some element of moisture or anything like that. That's considered wet styling. Okay. Blow dry styling is basically self-explanatory. You're using a blow dryer to either achieve the style or to prep for the styling to be done by using a blow dryer. Okay. That's what they mean by blow dry styling. Okay. Thermal styling is anything where you're using heat. Okay. So that could be whether you're using Marcel irons or curlers. That could be flat irons. They have multiple things when you're talking about heat. Another example of like wet styling would be finger waves. That's a good example of wet styling. The hair has to be wet for you to be able to do that. Okay. Yeah, thermal styling, you're applying heat, and then natural hair styling is just natural. So technically, just think something like braiding. Okay, braids, plaits, something like that. Even though they typically use like something like beeswax or some type of aid, some type of styling aid for the braids, foam, things like that. But technically, it is considered natural styling. So you can do it naturally. Okay, that's where I'm really going with that. So that's the difference between those four. Okay, and then if that wasn't enough, just let me know. And what we'll do is next Tuesday when we do hair care services again, we'll talk further about it. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate y'all sticking with me, staying on, paying attention, all that good stuff. I usually try to roll around 15 minutes, but by request, I have been asked to talk more about the CIB, number one, and then don't be afraid to go further with the time because y'all are paying attention. So somebody had me. What's up, Vicky? Go follow Bear Your Waist by Vicky if you are not following my friend Vicky Shell right quick. But yeah, so I will see you guys next time. And like I said, basically, I have a paid class. If anybody that you know is in a position, whether they going to barber school, whether they've been taking the test and then they had a big problem, they've been failing multiple times, all that good stuff. I am a hell of a resource. Like I said, I have a paid class. The paid class, we go into more detail about the pertinent, more high percentage information. Okay. We concentrate on just what you need that is high percentage, being 75% or higher, likely to be on your test. But gear up. We're going to be talking about business stuff. We definitely going to be talking about investing. I love talking about all this stuff. I love getting barbers in a position to be able to do so. To take your investing to the next level, because I want you to be in a position where you cut because you want to, not because you have to. All right. So be ready for those announcements coming very, very, very soon. With that being said, I am your instructor, Pierre Huey, aka Mr. P. The P is for patience. The P is for perseverance. The P is for pass your practical. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Tuesdays is still my favorite day, believe it or not, but we'll save that for another conversation. Peace.